Hello, my name is Nathan Hippenmeyer. Welcome to my virtual Y studio that I've created here with the YMCA of the North. I'm really excited to talk to you about lighting setup. I'm excited to talk to you about how we did this and just, jump into some questions you probably do have. So this is gonna be a long watch, but it's gonna be well worth it. Take it or leave it. This is what you get. We need lighting everywhere, and it's hard because you want to get that hair light, you want to get dimensionality, you want to get your subject to come out from the background. If like this is your wall and this is your subject and your lights are shining down, your lights are going to hit the back of this wall. So you have to find a way, whether going above higher with your lights and diffusing them, which is why I like Kino Flows. They're soft lights that wrap around the subject. They hug your subject as opposed to beaming at your subject and casting shadows. You don't want shadows on your backdrop. And I have some, I do. And it's a little bit of the compromise. Like you can see it right there. Did you see that shadow? Of course you did. And trainers will probably get this close at times, but I'm compromising because I can only do so much with what I have. Okay, but my goal is to pull myself forward. And I have other days where I tried lighting setups that didn't really work. I'm gonna show some shots here. Day one, this is day one, and day one I had like this, it was a little moodier and I got the background a little better, but I couldn't get the shadows off. There's really bad shadows. And what I was doing there was I had my Kino Flows on my side, like vertically up. Now think of these are 4-foot lights, right? So I had these like totally vertical. You can switch which angle they go. They weren't horizontal like they are now. And they weren't above me, they were on the side of me, which looked okay, but shadows were bad. Then day two, I was just like whitewashing everything and it just didn't look nice. And these lights weren't showing up as much behind me, these LEDs, because it wasn't dark enough on the wall. So I had a real challenge on my hands. So I just kept erasing everything. When you can't figure out what to do, and honestly, I should have just started with this process, but I'm not a cinematographer and I never was. Isolate your lights. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn off all the lights and I'm gonna turn each one on one at a time. Okay, look how, actually, to be fair, this is kind of cool. Like, I mean, if this stupid stool wasn't in the shot, there's something to this lighting. Actually, it's kind of fun. So now we want to look at each light, and I wanted to start with the most subtle light. We're gonna turn on the backlight. So I am getting some of my backdrop lit from this, and I don't love that. I don't love that, but it's still keeping it dark, and it's lighting behind me pretty well. You just have to really think like. It's casting a bit of a shadow because it's angled. It's an angled light. And so that's where I'm getting some of my shadow. This allows me to see what my light is doing in each section of the space. What is it doing to the subject? And one of my biggest shadows is coming from there. Now, I could do something. I could do something to fix this. Every light you get should come with a scrim. If it doesn't, order this separately. But what I could do to help with this light is put this scrim up there. Right? And then my backdrop, oh, hello. Okay, so I could put it up here like this, and now my backdrop would be good and I'd be lit. Well, that's great. Why don't you do that, Nate? There's a reason why I'm not doing that. This light is actually providing me some fill for over here. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna show you right now is let's just put this scrim up. Well, look at that, Nate. That looks great. But look what happens when I come over here. I'm completely in the shadows, and actually none of my other lights fully solve this issue. I look pretty good here, it's all right. And then look how dark I get over here, which maybe some of you are like, that's fine, I don't care, and you like it better. But when I pull the scrim off, look how I get a lot more lit over here, and it actually provides some cool color. To me, it works better. Okay, so here's my what we call a angel hair light, or a hair light, or it's your third light. It's your third light, okay? Do we have to have names for everything? Okay, so now I'm gonna turn on my fill, which is actually serving as like another hair light. In an ideal world, I would have been able to mount my lights to the ceiling. Something you're gonna wanna ask facilities before you're picking a studio space is what kind of ceiling do you have? We have a drop ceiling. Okay, well you could still mount to drop ceilings, but you have to know what your ceiling is weighted for. Okay, so can you hang a 13-pound light from the ceiling, from a drop ceiling? Ours cannot. Some of the drop ceilings are reinforced, they're a little stronger. but ours is not. It can only hold like 7 pounds. So if I could find a light that does what I want for 7 pounds and hang it, maybe. But really, I don't want to risk a light falling. I really would have preferred to mount too. It would have made lighting so much easier. I could have put one light directly behind me, and I think it would have been better. And it would have been, I would have done like a 4-foot LED probably right up here, but hanging just out of frame. And it would capture my hair. And it would actually probably separate the background more, because it probably, that light pushing back would cause the light coming forward not to, it would be a good setup. But I couldn't do that. So this is what I'm working with. I have this other 4-foot Kino Flow. So this one's a 2-foot LED. This is a 4-foot Kino Flow with 2 bulbs in the center. I'm not doing the sides because it would spill onto, more of the light would spill onto the backdrop. So I would not get the full darkness behind me that I want. So there you go. I have Floziers. They're called Floziers, F-L-O-Z-I-E-R, that are around these Kino Flows. And what they're doing is they're softening the light. They're making it wrap better. So having this Floziers is making it so I'm not getting harsh beams everywhere. And it also will help you with your shadows. So if you're getting shadows on your backdrop, it'll help you there too. Okay, so key light. I need a good key light because this is moody, and maybe some of our instructors will shoot like this. Maybe I'll say, hey, here's your lighting setups. You can try this out if you want. I don't suggest all of them, but if you really, really want to do it, you can do it. Don't move the lights. Lights stay where they are. I suggest taping where your lights are, by the way, taking pictures of anything that's necessary, because like for me, I'm gonna be gone. So if someone starts getting creative or they bring their kid and their kid knocks the lights over, I need to find a way to get it back to where it was. Also, order sandbags, guys, to put on your C-stands. If you're mounting your lights on C-stands, order 3 sandbags for each light, and get like 1 30-pound sandbag for each light, and get 2 15-pound bags for the other ones. Let's turn on the Kino Flow. I have 3 lamps on. When I turned on 4, it just felt like a little too much. Actually, let's turn on 4. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just a little too bright, I think. Maybe it looks good on the stream and I'll change this, so we'll see. But I think I'm a little too bright. If I do 1 less, it's just dim enough. It's just about the right. I think it's just about the right angle, or the right lighting. Oh my goodness, you guys haven't told me this whole time. I have one jean cuffed in the, I'm not reshooting all of those explanations because of my cuffness here. Wow, that's actually very embarrassing. So you'll notice I have a little blue tape here and you can't see it in the shot, which is nice. This is for my camera B angle for trainers who are gonna be sitting down. And there might be a more subtle way to do this. There probably is. I hope there is. I gotta figure that out. But I'm trying to give them a mark so they can talk directly with the Sony. Now, if I had more lighting, I would have a light that was like maybe a ring light even. I don't know, something that's over this camera that's pretty low to the ground so that the trainer would be lit better. But you gotta work with what you have, and I wouldn't wanna mess up my background. And so, I mean, it's not horrible. It's just, I might instruct trainers to kind of look like this so that the light catches their eyes a little bit more. But then they're gonna be like, hi, how are you doing? I'm a trainer, ha. So it might be more natural just to give them the shadow eyes. Who cares? So now you can kind of see what we're doing here with light. It looks pretty neat, I think. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's a good compromise. And if you compare to my other lighting setups, I think this is the one. I think this is the one that works. I could change my mind. Thank you so much for watching this today. I hope that you thought it was as interesting as I thought I was interesting. Let's stop this music. I don't know how to end things. I just gotta end this, okay.